Howdy. Good evening. Your Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic Corps, honored guests, esteemed colleagues, students, graduates, families, friends, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to the commencement exercises for Texas A&M University's at Qatar's class of 2023. I am Dr. Hassan Bazzi, Senior Associate Dean for Research and Advancement at Texas A&M at Qatar. We are honored to have all of you here tonight to see these remarkable young people receive their university degrees. The graduates we see before us tonight are a shining example of the best and brightest Qatar has to offer. Graduates, whatever paths you choose and whatever challenges you face, remember your years at Texas A&M and the lessons you learned. At this time, I invite Ms. Leila Zayat from the class of 2023 to come forward to present the national anthems of the State of Qatar and the United States of America.
Thank you, Dr. Bazzi. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and all of our graduates, I would like to extend my utmost gratitude for your presence here today. First, I would like to congratulate the class of 2023 of Texas A&M at Qatar. I'm extremely honored to be a part of such an amazing community. I would also like to thank my beautiful family and my amazing friends, as I would not be standing here without them today. Finally, I would like to recognize the efforts of the TAMUQ faculty and staff members, because we all couldn't have done it without you, so we all appreciate you. And now, will you please stand for the national anthems of the State of Qatar and the United States of America. Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you, Leela. We are honored to have with us many distinguished guests whom I would like to recognize at this time. Please hold your applause until all have been introduced. Distinguished guests and colleagues representing Qatar Foundation, Hamad bin Khalifa University, Education City, and Qatar University. Honored and long-standing collaborators from Qatar's industry. And especially the families here tonight who are full of pride for their graduates. It's through the sacrifices and support of these families that we can celebrate tonight. You deserve a round of applause for all of that you have done. Please also join me in recognizing members of our esteemed stage party. His Excellency, Dr. Mohammed bin Saleh Al-Sada, Chairman of our Joint Advisory Board and former Minister of Energy and Industry for the State of Qatar. Dr. Mohammed Al-Mullah, Managing Director and CEO of Qatar Petrochemical Company and Chair of the TAMUQ Dean's Development Council. And our commencement speaker, the Honorable Timothy Davis, Ambassador of the United States to the State of Qatar. Representing the Texas A&M University System, James R. Randy Brooks, Member of the Board of Regents. Representing our flagship campus of Texas A&M University in College Station, Dr. N.K. Anand, Vice President for Faculty Affairs, and retired Brigadier General Joe E. Ramirez, Jr., Class of '79, Vice President for Student Affairs. Representing the College of Engineering at our College Station campus is Executive Associate Dean, Dr. Arul Jayaraman. Please join me in welcoming them. Members of the Texas A&M at Qatar administrative leadership, please stand. And representing our graduates are Leela Al-Zayed, Faisal Ashur, and Afnan Syed from the class of 2023. Also, joining us are faculty who have instructed, advised, and counseled tonight's graduates during their years at Texas A&M at Qatar. Will the members of the faculty please stand and be recognized? Our faculty are the foundation of our success at Texas A&M at Qatar. Without their tireless efforts in teaching and research, we couldn't produce engineering leaders to contribute to Qatar's development and prosperity. Please join me in another round of applause for the stage party and faculty. And now, I am pleased to welcome to the podium our Dean, Dr. Cesar Malave, for comments. Dr. Malave.
Put down there? All right. Thank you, Hassan. Your Excellencies, members of the faculty, distinguished guests, family and friends, and our Aggie engineers graduating tonight, howdy! Howdy! Great. Welcome to tonight's commencement exercises for the class of 2023. And engineering education is one of the most challenging degrees a student can earn. And the Aggie engineers we recognize tonight have completed an intense course of study to fulfill the requirements for the engineering degrees. And not just an engineering degree from Texas A&M University, a globally recognized leader in engineering education and research. Tonight, the hard work pays off. And tonight is the beginning of a lifetime of learning, leading, and lending expertise to the challenges of the future. A university's graduates are the product of its reputation. Your success represents the credentials of Texas A&M. I'm proud that each of you will carry the legacy of Texas A&M engineers out into the workplace and into top graduate programs around the world. As graduates of Texas A&M University at Qatar, you also are ambassadors for the Qatar Foundation and the state of Qatar, which made a substantial investment in your education. Never forget the special opportunity you had as a student in Education City. As you receive your diploma this evening and take steps toward your professional life, you take an obligation to uphold our Aggie core values: respect, excellence, leadership, loyalty, integrity, and selfless service. I am relying on you to demonstrate those values and to show the world what we all know, that Aggie engineers are today's experts and tomorrow's leaders of industry, government, and academia. We look to you to fulfill your potential as engineer leaders for Qatar's knowledge economy and for the global energy transformation. I'm counting on you. Texas A&M is counting on you, and Qatar is counting on you, and I am confident of your success because you are Aggie engineers. A bright future awaits not only for Texas A&M and Qatar, but also for tonight's graduates and the engineering students who follow them. Congratulations, Aggie engineers. Thank you, and Gigan.
Thank you, Dean Malavi. We are honored tonight to have with us the Honorable Timmy T. Davis, Ambassador of the United States to the State of Qatar. Timmy T. Davis, a career member of the Senior Foreign Service with the rank of Counselor, was confirmed as a U.S. Ambassador to the State of Qatar on 4 August 2022. Prior to his confirmation, Ambassador Davis served as Executive Assistant to the Secretary of State and U.S. Consul General for Basra and Southern Iraq. His other overseas tours include Guatemala City, Guatemala, Najaf in Iraq, Canberra, Australia, and Bogota in Colombia. His domestic assignments include Senior Watch Officer in the State Department Operations Center, Special Assistant to the Secretary of State, Director for Iraq at the National Security Council, Deputy Chief of Staff to the Special Presidential Envoy to counter ISIL, Senior Advisor to the Counselor of the Department, Chief of Staff to the Undersecretary for Political Affairs, and Acting Chief of Staff of the Department of State. Ambassador Davis, who holds a Distinguished Honor Award and multiple Superior and Meritorious Honor Awards, is also the recipient of the Department's Ryan C. Crocker Award for Outstanding Leadership in Expeditionary Diplomacy and the American Foreign Service Association's Welcome R. Rifkin Award for Constructive Dissent. A native of Virginia, Ambassador Davis attended the University of Alabama. He served in the United States Marine Corps for nearly a decade, including operations in the Horn of Africa and Iraq, before joining the Foreign Service. Ambassador Davis speaks Spanish and Arabic. Ambassador Davis, we are very honored to have you here tonight.
Thank you for that warm introduction, and good evening. Good evening to His Excellency Dr. Abdullah bin Abdulaziz, Minister of Municipality, His Excellency Dr. Mohammed bin Salah Al Sada, former Minister of Energy and Industry, Dr. Ibrahim Naimi, Undersecretary from the Ministry of Education and Higher Education, Dr. Cesar Malave, Dean of Texas A&M Qatar, James Brooks, Regent, Texas Board of Regents, His Excellency Isa Al-Kuwari, the President of Qatar General Electricity and Water Cooperation, ladies and gentlemen, parents, esteemed faculty, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2023. This is a wonderful occasion, and I'm excited to welcome you all to the 2023 Texas A&M University Qatar commencement ceremony. Made more special because it's also the 20th anniversary of Texas A&M University in Education City. Class of 2023, congratulations. Congratulations on your academic achievements from this magnificent institution. An institution with very humble beginnings in Texas in 1876. As a graduate of the University of Alabama, a great rival of Texas A&M, I can tell you that there's no longer anything humble about this university or their alumni. As a graduate of it's a university transformed, an academic juggernaut, global in stature and influence, astride 2 hemispheres since 2003. Your achievements are remarkable. You've navigated unprecedented health and societal challenges, unexpected obstacles that you've managed with grace and good humor. You've exhibited the Aggie spirit throughout. Despite the hardship you've no doubt overcome, Texas A&M has become your home. As you leave the comfort of campus, it's important that you take with you the resilience and confidence you've earned here. You've proven yourselves ready, you've demonstrated you won't be daunted or easily beaten, and you enter the world during an unprecedented transition, a world transformed and navigated with great success by Texas A&M alumni before you. A degree from Texas A&M opens doors, but it doesn't do the work. It is a calling card that then demands you represent this institution, your family, and yourselves with honor and a consistent demonstration of values that you learned here. People will look up to you as leaders and expect great things from you. I expect great things from you. You will surely rise to the occasion and then set new paradigms and inspire new ways of connecting our world and connecting with each other. A&M has always been about people. Like many who've come before you, you will answer the call to lead and become the positive force that the world needs to start again, and reaffirm the way we live and interact ethically with one another. And those ethics are important. This university is world-renowned for its engineering prowess. You see its fingerprints around the world, from east to west, and even in space. No introduction is necessary. What you have learned, however, what you have been challenged to exemplify, are Texas A&M's 6 core values: respect, excellence, leadership, loyalty, integrity, and selfless service. They are as familiar to you as the names of your professors or the route to your favorite class. You have learned them, practiced them, lived them, and now our expectation is you will take them out into the world to make it a better, more human place, a place more like Texas A&M. These 6 core values, now part of who you are as A&M grads, are the core values of every great institution that ever existed. They have the power to breathe life into your dreams and aspirations for a better world. They have the power to make us want to be better stewards of our relationships in our society. With these core values, you have everything you need. A&M taught you engineering and math, but they were secretly making you the kind of neighbor and friend and brother and sister and colleague and leader we want to know and we want to follow. I have lived a life with a foundation of similar values. I am one of 6 United States Marines in my family. My father, my sister, her husband, 2 of my uncles, and me. There are easier ways to make a living and change the world, but there aren't better ways. And much like the values you learned here, there are very few organizations capable of building such well-prepared and collectively focused people. You are part of something much bigger than yourselves. From the time I started boot camp to my last day in active military service, the Marine Corps instilled in me these shared values, refining them through blood, sweat, tears, and of course, real-world experience. Now, at some point in this speech, I'm expected to give you some advice, to offer lessons from a life of service and hardship, travel, and diplomacy. So here we go. My first 2 bits of advice, and your parents are not going to like this. First, make mistakes. Make as many mistakes as you can and learn. I'm convinced that in your 20s, It's a time for trying things you're unsure of and getting some of it wrong. When you leave here and you're celebrating this day, ask your parents what it was for them. What was the life experience, the thing they tried and failed, the mistake they're glad they made? They'll have an answer, and it might surprise you. Second, and this is important, no one is watching. No one is trying to figure out what you're up to. Do the right thing. Make a difference in someone's life. Walk across town cold because you gave your jacket to someone who needed it. You see, there are a million things you will not do because you're concerned how it looks. You're concerned what people think. Live your life as fully and completely and as joyfully as you can. Use the incredible education you got here not to become like everyone else, but to become the person you know you want to be. When I was a young man, I used to work as a counselor at the football camp at my university. I continued to work at that camp every summer well into my career as a Marine. One summer I had the youngest group at camp, 5 to 7-year-olds, soccer players. I was taking them to breakfast and we were just fooling around. A woman came up to me and she said, "I know this probably isn't the case, but this is what you should do with your life." And she might have been right. I was a Marine and eventually became a diplomat, but I think about what she said all the time. Listen to the world around you. Be open to it. We, your parents and I, are not in control of your life or your happiness. You are. Texas A&M University in College Station, Texas, and here in Education City have 2 decades of shared heritage that began almost 150 years ago. This pedigree will open a lot of doors, and you're going to do remarkable things for yourselves, your families, and the world. You're off to a great start. This diverse cadre represents a broad spectrum of people who will inherit the reins of leadership in government and private sector for years to come. The deep critical thinking, honed communication skills, and expert cross-cultural competencies you developed here will help you navigate and chart your path and help others reach their highest potential. It is a great thing to be a Texas A&M graduate. With such privileges come obligation and social responsibilities, and we must reflect on the noblesse oblige, the noble obligation, and remember to give back to our communities. Be humble, but relentless in giving back. Mentoring, developing, and leading others who have been less fortunate than you. With every endeavor, continue to ask yourself, what is it I seek to build, and who is it I seek to be? What the world needs now more than ever is compassion, empathy, tolerance, and understanding. Become the catalyst for positive changes you want to see in your homes, your workspaces, and your communities. You are already a positive force in your community that helps others see beauty in the world. Help others appreciate our differences and recognize that culture is the bridge by which we, humans, will come to understand one another better. Success isn't guaranteed even for an Aggie. Everyone loses occasionally. When that happens, pick yourself up, model integrity, and put forth your best effort again. Lead by example. Do this for me. Don't shy away from being great. Don't play it safe. And now I won't play it safe. I'm going to share something from my life in the way that it was shared with me. My father's favorite bit of advice to me growing up went like this. Bear, he would say. My childhood nickname was Bear. My parents still call me Bear, or Dib in Arabic. I've never really shared that publicly before. I'll ask you not to share it with anyone else. Anyway, my father would say, Timmy Bear, you can't stop living to keep from dying. Think about that. He wanted me to know that participating in life meant being present, meant speaking up and speaking out. Do not be small for anyone. If there is no space for who you are, make a space. It means being an Aggie everywhere you go, but also making sure that what it means to be an Aggie includes who you are. All of your special talents and all of your personal dreams. 20 years ago, being an Aggie meant going to school in College Station. Today, being an Aggie just as much means getting your degree here in Doha. Being an Aggie means being you, class of 2023. Become the source of inspiration for those around you. Combine your intellectual curiosity with the 6 Aggie values, and you'll discover what a real difference you can make in the lives of countless people around the world. Numerous Texas A&M graduates have gone on to amazing things, become leaders of government, industry, culture, education, sports, and every other field you can think of. More, they've become good neighbors and friends and good people. Today's world presents a myriad of challenges and possibilities we could not have imagined just a few decades ago. Think about all the new ideas governments and private companies are going to have to agree on in the coming decades. An even greater philosophical dilemma: how do we utilize unimaginable rewards of these unfathomable investments in human capital and resources for the greater good? How do we launch into the galaxy with A&M talent and innovation leading the way and preserve humanity? We have a saying in the United States: I am my ancestors' wildest dreams. Your grandparents and great-grandparents could not have imagined you here at this moment with this education and, to be clear, with this power. When my father and mother were born, my father's family were sharecroppers. They lived on someone else's land. They bought food and clothing from that person's store, and the crop that they brought in from subsistence farming brought in just enough money to pay off their debts to the landowner. So they had nothing. And even the something that they did have amounted to very little. My grandfather's world was vastly different from the one we share today. Yet your values were his values, and mine as well. I wish he could be here today to witness how much these universal values of respect, leadership, excellence, loyalty, integrity, and selfless service can motivate people to cultivate their humanities and give rise to a better world and a brighter tomorrow. They gave rise to a world where his grandson, the grandson of a sharecropper with a third-grade education, would grow up to be the U.S. ambassador to Qatar. There are different facts in your story, different characters, but the upshot is you are your ancestors' wildest dream. And the truth is that you're that dream today as you graduate. So everything else you do is monumental, even the small things. All that you do and all you become will not just make our world better, it will take your family to places they could not have imagined. I am so proud of you. They are so proud of you. Take nothing for granted. We are counting on you. To the parents here tonight, we celebrate not only your children's incredible accomplishment, but also your boundless love, your relentless dedication and selfless sacrifice to shape these graduates into the best of us. They are the brightest, most remarkable reflection of all you've done and all you are. And so I close with bits of one of my favorite poems by Qatari poet Evan Arun. It's entitled, "One Start in Life Can Take You to Your Dream Destination." Life has always been like a boat on the ocean. Few days' sail will go smoothly and happily. But still comes the days where the wind may blow from east to west, trying to sink you. But the best part is you have still been part of this journey and didn't give up. Even when the wind may rise and water may gnash its teeth towards you in anger, you have still been brave enough to be the captain. You didn't give up in the storms of life. Here comes your destination, the most beautiful shore in the entire universe that is your success. And there comes a pride where you see the ocean rise and raise its flag saying you won the battle. And now the whole universe is yours. But here your story doesn't end, Captain. This is the time the world salutes you for reaching your destination. Congratulations, Texas A&M class of 2023. The world is yours. Take care of it, take care of us, and gig 'em. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador Davis. Now, may I ask Dr. Yanis Economou, Senior Associate Dean for Academic Affairs and Graduate Studies at Texas A&M at Qatar, to come forward.
On behalf of Texas A&M University at Qatar, I certify that these graduates have fulfilled all the academic requirements for the Master of Engineering, Master of Science, and Bachelor of Science degrees. Regent Brooks and Dean Malave, I'm honored to present them to you for the awarding of their respective degrees. May I ask Regent Brooks to approach the podium, please?
Good evening and howdy. I'm Randy Brooks. I represent the Texas A&M University Board of Regents tonight. I'm honored to bring greetings on behalf of our board. Texas A&M is very proud to have Aggies in the great nation of Qatar. I enjoyed getting to know some of you yesterday, and I'm excited about your futures, but I am a little worried that some of you know more about college football than you do engineering. That must be Dr. Malave's fault. Today is a special day as you prepare to walk across this stage into the next chapter of your lives. Think back, if you will, on the excitement that you felt on that first day of class, the excitement of pulling on your Aggie ring, and the hard work and the sacrifice to get to this point. Each of you should be very proud of your accomplishments. And parents, we are very proud for you. I wish you good fortune, happiness, and success. Now, by the authority of the Texas A&M University Board of Regents, it's my sincere pleasure to authorize the university to confer the respective academic degree for which you have been recommended with all rights, privileges, responsibilities, and obligations pertaining thereto. Thank you, and gig 'em. Dr. Malave.
Thank you, Regent Brooks. Now it is my privilege to ask all candidates for master's and bachelor's degree to rise, please. Thank you. I hereby recognize you individually with the degree to which you are entitled, with all the rights, privileges, and the responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations, Aggies. Please be seated. I invite Dr. Bassi to come forward to announce the names of the graduates.
May I invite Dean Malave, please take your. His Excellency Dr. Al-Sada. Dr. Malave, you're on this side. His Excellency Dr. Al-Sada, Regent Brooks, Dr. Economo, and General Ramirez, please come forward. Your Excellency, on the other side. Regent Brooks tonight will present each graduate a token of congratulations on behalf of the Board of Regents of the Texas A&M University System. These coins represent the core values that Aggies aspire to and hold so dear. Will Dr. Patrick Linke, Chair of the Chemical Engineering Program, please come forward?
Howdy. Will the graduates for the Master of Engineering and the Master of Science in Chemical Engineering please stand and come forward?
عارف فهمي. Eileen Nurul Fitri. Mehreen Arshad Inamdar. Fatima Khan. Dima Bashir Yusuf Abul Hawa. Yusra Tariq Sheikh Ahmed. Usama Sami Ibrahim Dasuqi. Taha Usama Qabar. Laya Rustazada. Karim Muhammad Mustafa Muhammad Yusuf. Midhat Javid Zaidi. May I invite Dr. Linke to come forward again?
Will the graduates for the Bachelor of Science in Chemical Engineering please stand and come forward?
Graduating with Undergraduate Research Scholars Honor, Ghalia Abdulrahman Hussein Ibrahim Abdullah. Graduating Cum Laude and Engineering Honors, Omar Afifi Abdul Majid Afifi. Graduating with Undergraduate Research Scholars, Fatima Zahra Mahmoud Hassan Ahmad. Al-Jazi Fahad Dhafir Sufan Al-Ahbabi. Sharifa Ali Abdullah Ibrahim Al-Bu'nain. Amina Hassan Ibrahim Bakir Al-Haydous. سعد مهنا سعد الرماحي. مريم بنت ناصر ثامر آل ثاني. شيخة بنت سلمان محمد عبد العزيز آل ثاني. محمد عبد الله محمد المري. غالية سلطان خليفة سعيد المسلم. Graduating summa cum laude and undergraduate research scholars, Faisal Mamdouh As'ad Ashur. Graduating magna cum laude and undergraduate research scholar, Bina Rani Debnath. Aya Muhammad Al-Idrisi. Graduating magna cum laude and engineering honors and a hero, Leela Tariq Muhammad Abdul Majid Ahmad Zayyat. Fatima Ali Abdul Rahman Abdullah Fakhru. Graduating undergraduate research scholars, Haya Faisal Abdul Aziz Akbar Haji. Graduating also undergraduate research scholars, Reem Faisal Abdul Aziz Akbar Haji. I would like to ask Dr. Ibrahim Hassan to stand next to our Dean. Cesar. Graduating magna cum laude and URS and engineering honors, Noor Ibrahim Hassan. ريم مراد معروف رفيق محمود. الحوراء حسن علي حسن مانو جهري. جواهر ناصر درويش عبد الله مشهدي. ليان حازم مسمار. Graduating magna cum laude and undergraduate research scholars, Laiba Nadim. نوف ناصر عبد الرحمن حسين نعمة. Graduating magna cum laude and undergraduate research scholars, Vishmi Mandira Singapura. Yara Imad Sultan. Nafia Tasneem. Nevinya Vinorika Hemachandra Apuhamilaj. Thank you, Dr. Linke. Will Dr. Erkin Serpedin, chair of our Electrical Engineering and Computer Engineering program, please come forward?
Good evening. Will the graduates for the Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering please stand and come forward?
Graduating with undergraduate research scholars honors, Roshan Sunil Thomas. Graduating summa cum laude, URS and engineering honors, Fatima Hakim. Muhammad Khalid Sulaiman Ahmad. ألدانا محمد عتيق العتيق الدسري. آمنة ثاني يوسف الحداد. دانا محمد حسن سالم الخلف. مريم محمد الخاطر. دانا عبد الله علي المري. غانم ناصر علي صالح المهندي. راشد عبد الله راشد بومطر المهندي. Undergraduate research scholars Hind Sultan Ahmed Jassim al-Mulla. فاطمة سيف نيروز عبد الله النجار. graduating magna cum laude, Amina Saif Nairuz Abdullah Najjar. Graduating cum laude and undergraduate research scholars, Lulwa Muhammad Ahmad Mbarak al-Nasr. للوى عيسى محمد أحمد العبيدلي. بدر طارق بدر السيد هاشم السادة. Graduating magna cum laude and URS and engineering honors, Rhoda Abdullah Abdul Aziz Turki Sbai. Graduating cum laude, Muhammad Ali Saeed Abu Satwa al-Hajri. علي خالد عبد القادر العيسى. حصة عبد الله أحمد عبد الرحمن النجار. Graduating cum laude and undergraduate research scholars, Almaha Ali Abdullah Bahzad. Can I please ask Dr. Othman Buhali to come next to the Dean? Graduating undergraduate research scholars, Umayma Othman Buhali. Ali Moh... No, just please. Ali Mohsen Ali Darwish. Graduating magna cum laude and undergraduate research scholars, Yara Nasruddin Muhammad Ahmad Al-Jazzar. Graduating magna cum laude, Sa'aduddin Al-Shadhli Umar Hussain. Graduating with undergraduate research scholar, Musa Khalid Musa Jde'a. Abdullah Hussein Ismail Qablaki. Graduating cum laude, Abdullah Nasir Abdullah Ahmad Kafood. Graduating cum laude, Sayyid Muhammad Kamli. Muhammad Khalid Awais. Ismail Mustafa. Graduating magna cum laude and undergraduate research scholars, Farah Shabir. Thank you, Dr. Sarpadine. Will Dr. Marwan Khreishi, Chair of the Mechanical Engineering Program, please come forward?
Good evening. Will the graduates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering please stand and come forward? They love me. You're a rock star.
Ammar Hisham Mahmoud Abdullah. Graduating cum laude and undergraduate research scholars, Ahmad Afdal. Hamza Ahmad. Graduating undergraduate research scholars, Syed Afnan Ahmad. Graduating with undergraduate research scholars, فوزية أحمد إبراهيم مبارك الدرويش. حصة غانم المالكي. دانا إبراهيم عبد الرحمن إبراهيم المفتاح. Graduating with undergraduate research scholars, Nathan Joseph Braganza. سارة محسن إسماعيل داوود بكشيشة. Arcelio Guerrero de los Reyes. Graduating with undergraduate research scholars, Adnan Mohammed Labriq. عبد الرحمن الموسى. علي محمد أمين محمد خليل الإسناوي. Graduating with undergraduate research scholar, Mehtab bin Aftab Ahmad Allahi. Graduating cum laude and undergraduate research scholars, Ahmad Salah Hammoud. Graduating magna cum laude and engineering honors, Rahaf Ahmad Murad Humsi. Graduating cum laude, Marwan Hussein. Graduating with undergraduate research scholars, Hayam Tariq Iqbal. Graduating summa cum laude, Ayman Husni Zakaria Karaki. Graduating with undergraduate research scholars, Hassan Khan. Ahmad Mahmoud. عمر عادل إسماعيل محمد رحيمي. فيصل خالد إسماعيل محمد رحيمي. Graduating undergraduate research scholars, Muhammad Sha'ban. Graduating undergraduate research scholars, Muhammad Irfan Shahul Hamid. Thank you, Dr. Khreishi. Will Dr. Alberto Sretnanto, Chair of the Petroleum Engineering Program, please come forward?
Howdy. Will the graduate for the Bachelor of Science in Petroleum Engineering please stand and come forward?
سعيد أحمد علي عبد الله عبد الكريم. Graduating undergraduate research scholars, Abdullah Ibrahim Muhammad Asad Al-Ansari. Yasmin Muhammad Zayed Saeed Al-Hamad. Sheikha Isa Abdullah Al-Hussein Al-Kubaisi. Since we started our graduation, we were always acknowledging the 100, the 200, the 300, and then we stopped at the 1,000. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to present our graduate number 1,500, Shayma Khalil Abdel Aziz Khalil Al-Mir. Graduating undergraduate research scholars, Abdul Rahman Ahmad Hussein Abdul Rahman Al-Mtawwa. العنود عبد المنعم إبراهيم أحمد العويناتي. العنود عبد الله عتيق حمد البحدود. Graduating cum laude and undergraduate research scholars, Reem Ahmad Abdul Latif Al-Majduba. Graduating undergraduate research scholars, Zain Al-Oda. Graduating magna cum laude, URS and engineering honors, Aditya Kumar Bhagat. Graduating cum laude and URS, Amru Yasser Abdel Tawab Abdel Qadir Haikal. عمر خالد سيد محمد عبد الصمد حسين. Graduating summa cum laude, URS and engineering honors, Romeo Robert IV Coral Indico. Graduating cum laude, Sabah Hanif Khan. Graduating summa cum laude and engineering honors, Gabriel Alfred IV Morales Lazaro. Graduating URS, Muhammad Rashid Malih. Graduating undergraduate research scholars, Rana Khalid Ahmad Ali Mansour. Graduating undergraduate research scholars, Mahmoud Musa. Graduating cum laude, URS and engineering honors, Janessa Sofia Alcantara Paderes. Last but not least, Aida Ruban. Thank you. Please, you can go back to your seats now. Congratulations, graduates. Please join me in another round of applause for our great students. At this time, I have the honor of introducing one of our newest former students, Mr. Faisal Ashur, class of 2023, who is our student speaker this evening. Faisal.
Thank you, Dr. Bazzi. Your Excellencies, members of the faculty, parents, family members, and friends, and my fellow graduates of 2023. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and howdy. We have finally walked the stage, and dreams have come true. My name is Faisal Mamdouh Ashur, and it is a great honor to stand before you today to represent the Aggies class of 2023 in this unforgettable occasion. Let me start by announcing how both of my parents did not know I will be up here today to give this commencement speech. I can see in the crowd how proud they are, and they did not even know I was writing this in the living room with them months ago. But I did not only do this to surprise them. I did it to let all our graduates know how their biggest support systems, family, friends, or siblings must have felt when they walked the stage today. Today, Aggies, you have officially done it. You completed a milestone that will forever change your lives, thanks to our biggest support system, and of course, the Texas A&M University at Qatar community. Let's hear it for them. I want to share with you all a short story of a guy I knew back in high school. He was applying to universities and had to do his IELTS exam, as most universities require it. He was so nervous and anxious about the speaking part of the exam that he did not eat or sleep well a week before it. He just expressed how he did not get the idea of how grading someone on speaking abilities would matter. I thought that was a lie, though. He was just scared to present or to speak to a stranger in a professional setting. However, he got through it eventually and got accepted in a university. 4 years passed by of his undergraduate studies, and finally, he graduates today and standing in front of you to give the commencement speech. That guy did not just represent me, well, literally, but every one of our graduates today. We all joined with our own weaknesses, but the A&M community develops your character, challenges you to be the best leader, and conquer wherever you go as Aggie engineers. Graduates, let me take you back to August 20th, 2019. Remember that day? Our first day of orientation, where we did not know what this 4-year journey had in store for us. We met each other, laughed at Aggie traditions like outsiders, and were just fumbling about our schedules, excited how we get to finally have 2-hour breaks between our classes. As freshmen, some of us brushed off courses saying it was too easy, and others were just enjoying the all-week events, mostly for the food, as it seems a TAMQ tradition. But it's incredible how the A&M effect comes in place so fast. Fast forward to our sophomore year, where a group of us, including myself, were the orientation leaders for the class of 2024s. Others were already in research groups, and board members were already planning the best professional and social events. See what I mean? A year before all of this, we were laughing about Aggie traditions and worrying about courses. And now we were all part of it and advancing in this community. That's what the A&M effect creates and characterizes Aggies for. So as we embark on this fruitful journey, we look back at how we, as Aggies, created our own routes of success. We excelled in our academics and professional development. We participated in research projects and presented in conferences. We interned in different companies and sectors and represented what Aggie engineers are capable of doing. We won in international competitions and triumphs in sports, and we did all of that as the spirited Aggie community we strive to always be. As for Aggie traditions, they aren't something we follow now, but a feature of our character and something we are proud to represent for Texas A&M University at Qatar. So today, we leave this commencement as engineers. But don't forget Aggies, you're not just engineers, you're Aggie engineers. This means not only you carry academic excellence, great competence, and being a higher value engineer, but you are equipped with leadership and comradeship qualities that we as Aggies are branded for. Fellow graduates, just look at the person sitting next to you, and you might just be looking at the future CEO of a company, an inventor of a new technology, or a mom engineer with children that inspire her to create a better world. The possibilities are truly vast and endless when it comes to us Aggies. So whether you leave tonight to work for the big industrial companies, continue your studies in graduate school, or completely deviate and start your own business, you'll carry this brand in our community as an Aggie leader of the future. At last, this is our slogan, engineering leaders in Qatar. Let's not forget that our community made all of this possible. From our professors who helped us through our endless senior design reports, to our families who waited for us at home after those long nights of work in our study caves of 106, 122, 105, and of course the never found mechanical engineering senior room. All of this would have not been possible without you. Thank you. Let's hear it for them. As for the class of 2023, you have made your batch truly proud. You have encouraged one another to challenge the world together and always cherish the unforgettable moments through our campus. You have led by example of our beloved community and contributed to advancing it through this journey. You studied abroad in College Station, Texas, created Education City's biggest events, impressed industry professionals, and left no stone unturned to represent this class as a true example of an Aggie engineering graduating class. To my fellow pre-cal summer students, we have made it along with our true batch, and I was waiting to say that since then. As for my chemical engineering department, special thanks to your leadership, your amazing faculty, your most helpful staff, and of course, the ever so great chemical engineering student body. To end, I would like to transmit our first letter as engineers on behalf of the class of 2023 to the whole world. Dear world, we graduate today as engineers to conquer an excellence in any of the fields we pursue. We overcome our challenges with integrity and continue to represent our community in a spirit of leadership qualities that are only found in Aggie engineers. Loyalty can always be found in us, as our loyalty to our greater community of Aggies, enriched with values, tradition, and culture, shall never perish from our journey. Respect is a core value that applies to all of our actions. In the end, we are the Aggies are we. Bounded by selfless service, we will always be there to serve our community. Experience in service is what defines us as Aggie engineers. Kind regards, Tamu Q's class of 2023. Congratulations, class of 2023. Thank you for everything, and I wish every one of you success in your next journey. I hope our paths will always cross, and until then, enjoy the rest of your night and always be proud of this incredible milestone. Good night and gigam.
Thank you, Faisal. It's now my pleasure to introduce Brigadier General Joe E. Ramirez, Jr., class of 79 graduate of Texas A&M University and Vice President for Student Affairs. Brigadier General Ramirez is speaking on behalf of the Association of Former Students this evening. General.
Good evening and howdy. On behalf of the Association of Former Students and our worldwide Aggie network, congratulations to each of you on your graduation. As you join the ranks of our former students, you continue the 144-year tradition of service and support established and continued by the generations of Aggies who attended Texas A&M before you. Created by our first former students in 1879 and nurtured by generation after generation of Aggies over the last century and a half, the Association of Former Students annually provides critical and tangible financial support to our university, which is unmatched and unrivaled by any other alumni organization in the world. Today, it is my distinct honor to induct you as members of the Association of Former Students. Will the graduates please rise? The association you inherit today was founded and exists to promote the interests and welfare of Texas A&M and to perpetuate the ties of camaraderie formed during college days. It is my privilege to officially induct and welcome you into the Association of Former Students of Texas A&M University. To signify this important transition, I ask each of our graduates to take a moment and look at your Aggie ring. Our ring is a representation of our core values of excellence, integrity, leadership, loyalty, respect, and selfless service, and a reminder of the vast Aggie network to which we all proudly belong. Since earning your Aggie ring, your class year has faced you. At this time, I ask each of you to remove your ring and turn it so that your class year now points outward. This simple act symbolizes your first step toward the future as a former student of Texas A&M. Standing with you as you take this step are your outstanding Texas A&M education, our core values, and our worldwide Aggie network. As you pursue your life's journey, wear your Aggie ring with pride and remember that you are forever a Texas Aggie. We encourage you to stay connected to Texas A&M by supporting the Association of Former Students, joining and serving a local Texas A&M club, and participating in muster and A&M activities. Please visit at aggienetwork.com to learn more about how you can remain involved with Texas A&M. Future generations of Aggies are counting on your support. I know you will be there for them as others were there for you. Congratulations to all of you, and gig 'em.
Please be seated. Thank you, General Ramirez. And now, President of the Student Government Association, Syed Afnan Ahmed, will lead us in singing the spirit of Aggieland.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Howdy, everyone. My name is Syed Afnan Ahmed, and it has been my privilege to serve as the president of this amazing student body. My fellow graduates, how are we all doing? Let's hear it. I want to congratulate each and every one of us on this achievement. And I want to thank you, my fellow comrades, parents, staff, faculty, and every single person in this room today for their support in our journey. We have all made it, and we are now ready to take on the world. Let us continue to strive for excellence, and let us always remember the values that we have learned at Texas A&M University at Qatar. In line with these values, would you please stand for the singing of the spirit of Aggieland? The words are printed on the inside back cover of your program. Thank you, everyone. Please be seated. I would like to call upon Dr. Bazzi.
Thank you, Afnan. Honored guests, thank you for joining us on this historic occasion. I realize, graduates and families, that you are excited to celebrate, but we need just a moment more of your time. After the recessional plays and the stage party exits the auditorium, we will take the official class portrait. Families and guests, please remain seated during this time. Dean Malave and Ambassador Davis, please join the students on stage for the group photo. After the official class portrait is taken, you are free to use the stage for photographs as you like and for a reception to celebrate our graduates. Once again, congratulations to each of you on your graduation. Thank you and good night.
Testing, testing.
It's fine. We might not need it. Just keep it. Let's move these flowers. Huh? We need you in the middle, please. In the middle, please.
Where's the middle? Where do you want? Go in the middle. He said the middle. Where's the middle?
The middle is where the seal is, so right here.
Oh, the seal. Okay.
Behind Dr. Manabe.
You didn't plan. You thought everybody's like the dean. You didn't plan. We are? I'll do all.
My left? Okay. What do you need me to fix? Can I ask you to move back so you can go up one step? Because you cannot see on the picture.
Yeah, you gotta go up.
You need to move up one step.
All of you.
You need to go back. She needs to come in the front. Please come in the front. He needs to go back. Yes.
Indulge me as
No. Stay up, please. We cannot see you like that.
Everybody or what?
No. You stay here.
Dean, you stay here, she said.
You need to stack. You cannot be right behind his head. Okay. You need to move up. You need to move up. Here.
No,
Go
up the
step
stair.
up.
The step.
Behind her. That's it. That's it. Okay.
How many Aggie engineers you need to solve this problem?
Some to the right side. There. See what I'm pointing? On the third row. Yes. From down up. From you two, please go back. One up here. Thank you. One more. You two, please need to go up. At least one of you. Go up, please. Up. Let's see. Sorry, I need you to move back and she in front of you because you're taller. So graduates, congratulations. At the count of 3, you don't look at me. You need to look up. See where the camera is? He's waving at you. That's where you need to look and give him your best smile. The first picture, you keep the cap on. The second picture, if you like, we can just throw it also at the count of 3. Everyone ready? 1, 2, smile. 3, look up, please. Now we're gonna throw the cap. Let's do 3, 2, 1 this time. Everybody looking up, please. Get ready. I see a lot of moving. We need to be steady for the camera. Someone is playing with their cap. 3, 2, 1, and throw it.